Welcome one, welcome all. I am Goose the Grey, and today I will be doing another solo queue solo cast for you. And this time around, I'm watching a diamond friend of mine who got placed into gold and is now trying to work his way back into plat. And this is the deciding game in his promotional matches. He's gone 2-2 so far, so this next match will decide whether he goes up to platinum for the time being. And then he'll be on his way to diamond. So this should be a pretty interesting match with a lot on the line for him. And let me just rearrange the icons real quick. And then I can go over the team compositions. Oh wait, what do I do now? There we go. That looks okay. As we are now into the game and players are buying their items, some slower than others. We shall see what they start with. I'd expect a fairly passive start from both of these teams. So while I have a minute of spare time, let me give you a quick rundown. It is going to be Volibear up against Yorick in the top lane. Sorry, I just got up. I'm still a little bit tired and not quite on top of my brain yet. Anyway, Volibear against Yorick in the top lane. We will have Shyvana versus Maokai in the jungle, LeBlanc versus Gragas in the mid lane, then Tristana Thresh up against a Lucian Lulu combo in the bottom lane. The Lulu lane. Lucian Lulu? Ha ha. Yeah. It's Poro Master Lulu, and look at that. Isn't that Poro just adorable? No unorthodox starts from anyone, and both of the teams, as expected, fairly passive starts, just guarding their respective buffs. Maokai, of course, throwing saplings over to his blue buff already to try and get that jungle started a little bit faster. Lots of presents for blue buff. This Thresh just stands there and laughs. Everyone on the red team picked up the warding trinket. On the blue team, we have 4 warding and 1 sweeping lens. So Shyvana going to be looking to clear out those wards. And really, I'd expect her to... She does more damage on early ganks, but Maokai provides a lot more crowd control. So overall, when these two gank, it's really going to come down to their respective lane partners. Because Volibear, with his fling and his slow from his E, already provides quite a nice chunk of crowd control, and then the added damage from Shyvana will be quite sufficient there. Whereas in the top lane, Yorick also has a slow. Oh my god, Lucian and Gragas already going at it. Not Lucian, sorry, LeBlanc and Gragas already going at it. LeBlanc down to about a third of her HP. As we see a couple of trades on the bottom lane as well. For now, Lulu and Lucian winning out on those. But this can really turn either way. A nice death sentence out of Thresh can turn that lane around at any given point in time. It's really something we have to look out for. As Tristana takes another nice chunk of damage, now down to about half HP. That poke from Lulu and Lucian, both of them known to be exceptional poke champions. And they're really making it count. So Volibear tries to stick the first bit of damage, but Thresh going very, very low here. The flash was forced out of him as well. That's not a good start to the lane for the blue team's bottom lane. You have to be careful here not to get picked up early, because you do not want to give a Lulu Lucian lane an early head start. That will not end well for you. It's Volibear as well going pretty low, chugging those health potions, and here comes Maokai with a nice gank. There's nowhere for Maokai to go. Shyvana comes in as well, but the ignite is on. The passive is working on Volibear. He's going to survive for the time being. Now Yorick is forced to flash away as well. Shyvana still looking for the fight though. Is this a smart idea? Another twisted advance comes in, and now Maokai goes very, very low and is actually going to pick up the first blood onto Volibear. Shyvana picks up the return kill after her flash, but now she has to run away rapidly from Yorick. Spectator, where are you going? Shyvana going to be safe for now, able to walk away, and Spectator can do what he wants again. But that was just a little very aggressive out of Volibear. He moved very far out, and then the twisted advance came in from Maokai, locking it in place long enough to get ignited again. And Thresh now in the bottom lane was ignited. It's going very low. A nice jump from Stana though. Picks up the kill onto Lucian as well. So it's going to be a trade of kills, but Thresh goes over to Lulu, while Tristana picked up Lucian for herself. Nice job there under the tower. And despite being so very, very low for so long, Tristana and Thresh managing to get that return kill with the ignite. So nice job by them. Lucian still had his barrier as well. He might have been able to survive that if he had reacted quickly enough. This puts now the game at 2-2, only a 400 gold advantage in favor of the red team. LeBlanc looking to put on a little bit of damage. And those 500 gold mainly come from, well, minor CS differences in the top lane and bottom lane. Bottom lane, it's now non-existent anymore. But also from, of course, the first blood bonus plus the assist that the red team got there in the top lane with the kill on Maokai. So for now, go back to careful farming. Thresh is back in the lane, picked up a Ruby Crystal. Lucian was back as well, of course, picked up a second Doran's Blade, so he's going to have a little more damage output now than Tristana. Tristana going to farm this wave. They're pushing into the tower, and I'd expect Tristana to go back within the next 2-3 minutes. Just because she can't afford to stick around too long with gold. Oh, a nice death sentence onto Lulu, and that is a lot of damage. Now the Flay going the other way, though, and Lucian putting up a nice defense as well. And Maokai is coming around the corner. There is a ward, so they should see him, but they stick around fairly long. Maokai luckily doesn't have a flash, else that would have been the chance to go in and actually twisted advance onto Thresh. For now, getting thwarted, and Maokai is looking for the invade. He's going to find Shyvana in the jungle. Anything more going to happen? Just throws in the present, but no minions to be killed. Only a little bit of extra damage onto the enemy jungler. So he goes back into his own one. Looks for more gold. Shyvana having the early farming advantage there, but of course Maokai got a kill. Both of them look pretty even. Both of them have that Spurred Stone plus boots, plus a couple of potions. So really no big advantages gained there yet. Top lane, Yorick went back, picked up that tier. That's going to be stacking for him. He's going to be looking for the Manamune later on in this game. It's going to make him pretty scary. Oh, a nice body slam cask out of Exi on that Gragas, doing a lot of damage to LeBlanc. He's currently 3 CS up, and he did get that triple Doran's Ring, looking for extra HP. Now he's using his body slam to try and get away from Shyvana. There's Maokai as well, going very deep. The Ignite is down on Shyvana. Can Maokai pick up the kill? But LeBlanc goes behind them, actually. Eats a tower hit, is very low as well, but Maokai keeps focusing on Shyvana. He's out of mana, though, so he can't quite chase her down. And she's going to get away. Now, can Maokai get LeBlanc? No, that's only the clone. The real one is sitting under his tower. Quite comfortable there. So no kills gained, but a nice counter gank there from Maokai. They almost picked up a kill. Another nice death sentence in the bottom lane, and this time Thresh goes in, is actually polymorphed. So not much more going to come from that. Such a tense game here. Oh, Exi actually going under the tower. Why would he do that? He was missing about 100 damage to finalize that kill, and that was really the difference in tower damage that he took there. And Maokai not going to be able to pick up that kill either. He's a little bit too late, so he's just going to be pushing out this lane. It's LeBlanc, of course, going back. Shyvana probably going to go there and hold that lane for the time being. But yeah, that puts LeBlanc at 1 kill, and that's not something you want to happen early on, because LeBlanc gets really scary once she picks up a couple of kills and then starts roaming. This bottom lane has to be careful as well. Tristana, of course, still that Doran's Blade down, but they're even in CS right now. And of course, Tristana does have a nice amount of gold. Volibear and Yorick just bashing at each other. Not much happening there. A nice death sentence onto Lucian, actually. The polymorph came out onto him as well, and a lot of damage traded back and forth. Both of them going very low. The barrier came out from Lucian. Thresh is still alive as well. He's going to go down here. Is Tristana going to be able to pick up the kill? No, she will not. And Lulu actually flashed in front. Now she's trying to pick up the kill. The barrier came out from Tristana. Tristana still having to flash away, but Lulu's still chasing. She can still get this kill. Her auto attack so strong, and there's the kill finalized for Lulu. Sadly, Lucian not even getting an assist on that, but it was a 2-for-0 trade in that bottom lane. The blue team overestimating their damage a little bit, and the red team making a very nice, smooth escape. Looking across the lanes, Gragas is already very, very low again. He has to be careful in that mid lane. LeBlanc is now pretty scary. It does look like he's going to make his way top lane. They want to make something big happen, or he wants to try steal away the blue buff. That could be huge. No, he walks by, makes his way to the top lane, and this is going to be a 3-man gank. And Volibear is very overextended. Don't think he's going to be able to get away from this. He does have flash, but not going to be used here. Wouldn't have been reasonable either. Gragas with the explosive cast, picking that up for himself. Nice job by the red team to put that 3-man stack up top, get Gragas a little kill, so he can better survive in that mid lane against the LeBlanc. Only picking up an amplification tome right now, though. So he's still stuck with that triple Dorans plus amp tome plus boots, whereas LeBlanc at this point has Chalice of Harmony, an amp tome, and a Doran's Ring. At least LeBlanc is not quite rushing the early Deathfire grasps. Oh, that death sentence almost catching onto Lucian. That's pretty close. He was alone right now in the lane. If Flay still hits him, he's level 6 though, so this could be dangerous. He has the culling available, and Tristana took a lot of damage right off the bat with that double shot. Of course, both these AD carries now have their BF swords, so they will do a nice amount of damage. LeBlanc goes into the mid lane again. Gragas going to be safe around this time. And it's getting pretty tense here. It's 5-3 in kills. 900 gold between the two teams as another death sentence lands, but the shield is going to prevent anything major. Thresh also doesn't want to go under the tower because the glitter lance is a strong slow, and then of course there's always the dash out of Lucian to follow you. There's the polymorph out of Lulu to keep you in place as well. So much crowd control utility from the red team as well. Now Shyvana's down in the bottom lane, but we have a flash engage from Maokai onto LeBlanc. LeBlanc goes very, very low, very quickly. There's the ignite as well, and LeBlanc surely going to go down here. Blue buff over to Gragas. He's going to love this, but in the bottom lane, with that Shyvana gank, we did have Lucian going down as well, and now the blue team wants to keep pushing this. Tristana and Thresh doing a nice amount of damage to the tower. Can Lulu survive this? She has to run away. The two of them are looking for the dive, but Maokai's coming in. The box is there. The tower is aggroing onto Thresh, but Lulu is still at pretty high HP. Here's Maokai now. There's no mana on Tristana. The present comes out, and Gragas is there as well. The kill goes over to Maokai with the red buff proc, so the red team picks up a kill in return. Blue team a little bit greedy. There's the tag onto Thresh. That's going to be another kill over to Gragas. Nice work with that explosive cast. Now we have a gank in the top lane. Actually, not a gank, but it's the Ghost out of Yorick. And Volibear going to survive this one. Did go pretty low, but so did Yorick. So very tense up here. Yorick, of course, does have a nice amount of sustain. Volibear has just had his passive popped, so he's not going to have that for a bit. He will just depend on lifesteal, and this will result in Yorick actually having an advantage there, but the red team trying to force a dragon, knowing that the bottom lane of the blue team is out of commission, and they do pick it up completely uncontested. LeBlanc was hanging around the side looking for some picks. Not gonna happen. Both of these top laners now with those giant spells in there as well, so they're pretty tanky. They were just bashing away at one another. Couldn't quite pick up a kill either way. If Yorick had had this ignite, maybe. Oh, Lucian here may get caught out a bit. Tristana was jumping onto him. He puts a nice amount of damage back onto Tristana though, and there's the buster shot, picking up the kill onto Lucian. He was a little bit too far out, all by his lonesome. Lulu not there, and the shield onto Tristana from the Thresh Lantern. You know, it's not a big shield, but it's big enough in a situation like that. It's just that little tiny bit extra, keeping Tristana at a little bit higher HP, and Lucian went down. He's still 8 CS ahead though, so I don't think he's going to mind too much now. There's a 3-person stack from the blue team in the top lane, but Yorick is back, so they can't really make anything happen there. They could try to push, but instead Blanc and Shyvana have to return to that middle lane because Gragas was pushing that lane hard, and now they're going to meet. No, they're not. No, they're not. Maokai going back, Shyvana retreating, LeBlanc retreating. Shyvana may be looking for another gank in that top lane, but Gragas now moving over there, put a ward down. Shyvana was spotted out. They know where she is. They know that she is in that jungle, and Yorick is moving around as well. She may get pincered here. Finds Yorick, and there's the slow. She tries to fight it as well, and now Gragas comes with a body slam. A nice cast already. Shyvana going very low. The explosive cast not knocking her back, though. And even with that ignite taking on her, she may be able to get away. No! There's Maokai coming around the corner, finalizing that kill for them. Nice reaction from him, moving all the way over. He was already in the bottom half of the jungle, and then when he realized that Shyvana was there, came back over, and they did pick up another kill. Nice job on that one. That is now a 3-1-2 Gragas. Sadly, a 3-1-2 Maokai, it's not quite as powerful as, for example, a 3-1-2 Lucian on top of that, but the Gragas feed is definitely very important. He's still even in CS with LeBlanc, but he's pulling ahead in kills, and that's what's going to matter a lot here. Him being able to explode the squishy targets like LeBlanc, like Tristana, will be crucial in the later game team fights. And now that LeBlanc has picked up the Athene's Unholy Grail and has a little bit of extra magic resist, that'll become a little bit more difficult. Nice dodge of the death sentence in the bottom lane. Lucian putting a little bit of damage back onto Tristana. Volibear was looking for a gank, but with a Mia call from the top lane and a ward in the river, no danger is coming towards Gragas. He's now picked up his Athene's Unholy Grail as well, and we can see he's basically 2 Doran's rings up on LeBlanc at this point. It's not too major, but I mean it's 200 HP, and actually it's 120 HP at 30 ability power and a little bit of mana regeneration. So it does matter. As we see everyone returning to their respective lanes. Yorick looking to build a Sunfire cape here, I think. Already has that giant spell and the chain vest, but here in mid lane we have another gank. Nice distortion repeated out of LeBlanc. Oh my god, and the Juke actually dodges the explosive cast. She's still going very low, has that ignite on her, but with Shyvana around the corner, the red team not going to dive this. They did shove her out of lane, so they now have a lot of free tower damage here. And LeBlanc, really, that distortion backwards to dodge the explosive cast was huge. That would have been the damage that was needed to finalize the kill. And now the red team may be able to take down the middle tower. Yes, they will. That's going to be 1-0 in towers now. 3,800 gold in favor of the red team. Nice death sentence underneath the tower. Lucian just going to be able to dash away now. And Thresh actually going very low. Lucian with the wild growth on him. Picks up the first kill onto Thresh. There's the buster shot out of Tristana. Lucian still alive. Flashes away. That last out attack from Tristana going to finalize that kill. She tried to flash away. Lulu not going to be able to get the return kill. Meanwhile, we have the blue buff stolen by the red team over here. And now LeBlanc comes in. They want to make something happen, but Gragas is still there. Nice barrel. LeBlanc tried to dodge it, doesn't quite manage. Volibear now in the mix as well, and this is a big team fight. Shyvana and LeBlanc both so low that they have to run. Maokai now going very, very low. He has to be careful for himself as well. The passive was popped. He goes back in with a twisted advance, and that's a kill traded. Shyvana picking that one up onto Maokai, but Gragas now picking up the kill onto Shyvana as well. That's 2-0, a 2-for-1 trade over here in the blue buff area. And Gragas still very healthy, very comfortable sitting around that mid lane now, forcing LeBlanc to back as well. So overall, a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane, a 2-for-1 trade around the blue buff, and that puts the red team even further ahead, now with almost 5,000 gold. They're making their advantages count, picking up kills where they can, and really it's about Lucian down there in that bottom lane. He got caught by a death sentence underneath a tower, and then caught in the box and procced the wall too, and he still survived. If he had had his barrier at the end of that, he could have survived it. Instead, he only had his flash, so Tristana picked him up. Sad day, but that's what happens when you use summoners at earlier times. He has now got his Bloodthirster completed. Tristana doesn't have that quite yet, so Lucian with the edge in the next couple of fights. Until Tristana goes back and buys her own one. It's a double buff Gragas. This is not a fun game for LeBlanc by now. Gragas doing so much damage. That might be another kill. The red buff proc still going on her. Yes, that is gonna be the 6th kill for Gragas. He's just been doing so much damage. Has those sorceress shoes now with that extra magic penetration. He's been able to really make things happen for himself. As everyone goes back to farming. Yorick picked up that Sunfire Cape. Volibear building towards his. Hasn't quite got it yet. Maokai is building one as well. So very popular item. Shyvana, I'd expect, is building one as well. Maybe it's a Randuin's Omen as Lulu actually gets caught under the tower by that death sentence. But Gragas is around the corner. They're diving this. Is Thresh going to go down? No, he survives for now. Tristana is there as well. The wild growth came out onto Gragas, and everybody's surviving for the time being. Shyvana and LeBlanc are making their way down there as well. As Maokai starts off the dragon, the red team has to do something. There goes the bottom tower for the blue team. And now the red team wants to rotate over to Dragon, secure that for themselves, because Volibear was just pushed out of top lane, is a non-threat. And now, oh, the calling actually coming out, doesn't quite manage to pick up the kill, and now Lucian's in danger. Lulu needs to help him survive this, and the blue team does look like it's forced back for now, but Lulu could get exploded by LeBlanc. Here comes LeBlanc. Nice juke from Lucian into the bush, actually prevented LeBlanc from seeing him and doing more damage. That's going to be another dragon over to the red team. Nicely done. Oh, that explosive cask almost picks up the kill onto Thresh, and it really denies them the engage they wanted from that death sentence. Nice death sentence. I can't fault him for that, but there was no follow-up due to everyone being temporarily out of commission as Lulu finds Tristana and actually goes for the straight-up 1v1. This is dangerous. Tristana picking up that kill. Lulu, you are not an AD carry. You cannot 1v1 the enemy AD carry. As now Tristana fairly low, but still on that lane, still healthy enough, is sticking around a little bit. Maokai came over from the backside, but they couldn't get the kill. Now Gragas looking for another kill in the top lane, forcing the flash out of Volibear. Volibear trying to run away. Gragas doesn't have his explosive cast and no flash, so he's not going to be able to get it for now. And there's LeBlanc and Shyvana around the corner. They're looking for the kill. And Yorick doesn't have his ultimate either, so they're not going to be able to create a clone of anyone. It does look like both sides just back off for the time being. Gonna let that tower stand for a little while longer. It's 2-0 in towers already. The red team here in a commanding position. And if they can keep Gragas nice and fed, and now feed Lucian on top of that, then they will be in a very good spot here so far in this game. It's kind of a shame that Lulu picked up 3 of those kills, but that's sometimes just the way it goes. Let's see how much gold she actually has generated. About 400 gold with the Frost Queen's claim, and Thresh is only at about 170. Of course, both of these supports started with Adorned Shield and prioritized some of the other items over the gold generation. For example, their Sight Stones. We'll see how much more Lulu can make happen with that. Of course, she is one of those champions that actually can benefit quite a lot from it. We see here the Ward Wars continuing in Season 4, albeit a little bit differently. Pink Ward being taken out in return for another Stealth Ward from the red team. Tristana picking up the red buff for herself. She's going to love this. Slowing down enemies and doing extra damage is always nice. Lulu putting that ward down just a tiny bit too late. But they know now that she's in the enemy jungle, and luckily she didn't quite get caught just because of the pressure that Lucian puts on in the bottom lane. They couldn't rotate over there, and now Lucian wants to do the damage, but Tristana right now has a red buff. Lucian has to be careful, especially with Shyvana and Thresh coming in. There's a lot of vision from the red team in that jungle, though, so he's going to be safe for the time being, and Gragas is making his way down. It's going to be a 3 versus 3, and LeBlanc could still make her way down as well. Nice juke of the death sentence. So not much more going to happen here for the time being, I'd expect. The blue team knows that Gragas is hanging around the corner as well. So it's pretty dangerous. Could get himself caught. They know he's in there. There's a cask onto LeBlanc, and he's going to use his body slam to get away. Now, in the top half of the jungle, we have Volibear trying to defend that blue buff, but Yorick just shoveling a little bit of dirt as he gets a blue buff for himself. That's going to be very nice. Oh, we have the fight on the bottom lane. Nice kill onto Thresh already, and Gragas is trying to get away. He isn't going to manage, though. Tristana picking that one up. Nice double buff on her, and that was actually not the best thing that could happen. Trading the support for your mid laner is not the way you want it to go, especially when you give away a double buff as well, plus a 500 gold shutdown. So Tristana going to be very happy with that one, and it was really because Gragas popped 2 of the walls out of Thresh's box. That box was beautifully placed and really made that counter kill happen. Now Shyvana still looking for more blood, and with LeBlanc on the backside, this could actually be happening. She's slowing down Lucian a lot. He can't quite get away from her. Of course, her speed boost is so huge, and Lulu doesn't have the abilities to speed him up enough right now. There's a Glitter Lance to slow down Shyvana, but he's so low already. There's a flash out of Shyvana, and now the flash out of Lucian. He's still so far back, but he's going to survive for the time being. That's a kill onto Lulu. LeBlanc picking that one up. Is Tristana going to go down? Yes! Maokai picking up the 500 gold shutdown for himself and getting the double buffs back. That was very important there for Maokai to get that kill. So I really like the moves he put on. And now he's got his Sunfire Cape done as well. Maokai is getting pretty scared at 4-2, 4-7, 2-2. Gragas is still the biggest force on the team, though. They need to protect him. They need to work with him. And then they can definitely win out in this game. They currently have a 6,400 gold advantage. So they're clearly in the lead. They just have to make it count. Yorick currently with an item advantage over Volibear. Oh, he's going on the tower and flashing away. I don't know why he did that, but he forced out. He used his ignite as well and got the passive from Volibear, and now Gragas comes around. This could be an easy kill. Maokai is there as well, and Yorick is just tanking the tower forever. There's the first cask, and now Volibear goes pretty low. There's the explosive cask, and Volibear goes down. Yorick, though, in the meantime, is in a lot of trouble. Wild Growth comes out, saving him for the time being, and of course he has that sustain skill. Now Shyvana's in a little bit of trouble. Twisted Advance came out, and she's using her Dragon's Descent over the wall. Nice job from her, trying to escape certain death there. And gonna live for now. She's still around the corner, taking out that ward. The blue team, the red team could decide to re-engage. Does look like everyone's just gonna back off. Maokai and Lulu maybe looking for something here. There's the sapling interrupting the recall, and now LeBlanc actually running from just the two of them. Maokai still tanking that tower, and Lucian was making his way up there. Instead, now the red team just going to push down that top lane. They're going to want that tower because Dragon is up in 20 seconds, and the more pressure you can put up in top lane right before a Dragon, the better it is for your team, of course, as it opens up a lot of opportunities. Gragas is building towards his not the Rabadon's death cap as fast as he can. Already has a needlessly large shot and that blasting wand, whereas LeBlanc stuck on only the blasting wand. She's clearly behind in this game, behind this super fed Gragas. I mean, there's not much you can do when you don't have 8 kills. You're gonna be behind. There's nothing to be done about that. Lucian is building towards his Trinity Force, and once he's finally completed that, he will be a force to be reckoned with as well. Maokai taking the brunt of the damage here. The rest of his team is not there to help him fight this, and he's going very low at about a quarter of his HP. Nice explosive cask onto Tristana right as she jumped, so she's going to be safe. But that was a good amount of damage onto her. She has to be careful. And this alone may be enough to dissuade the blue team. Oh, Yorick gets caught in a death sentence, and now he has to try to survive. He's super low already, down to a third of his HP. Is Lulu going to be able to save him? No, she is not. LeBlanc picks up that kill, and now the fight continues. Lucian has picked up the dragon, and Gragas looking for the kill onto Shyvana. There's the flash, and he's going to pick it up. Maokai, meanwhile, is helping in the main team fight. Volibear picked up the top tower, so he isn't even there. This is a 4v5, and that's going to be a double kill now for Gragas, picking up that Thresh. Lulu going to be able to escape the Tristana, but they have to take care of Volibear. He's still pushing that top lane. Somebody has to go back, and Gragas is now recalling. He's on top of a ward, though, so LeBlanc could go over there, interrupt the recall. There she is, and she's going to pick up the kill as well. Nice job by LeBlanc. Gragas, that is why you go to a safe place like your tower that is not that far away, but you don't recall just in the middle of a bush next to your enemies, essentially, when there's someone, such an assassin like LeBlanc around to kill you. He did manage to pick up his Rabadon's Death Cap plus another Blasting Wand with that kill, though. And now, Volibear actually has to be careful. Flashed away, but Maokai followed him with a Twisted Advance, and now Yorick and Maokai are looking for the kill here. Are they going to be able to get it? The Arcane Smash slows down Volibear. Another Twisted Advance comes out, and now the ghouls from Yorick take hold. They are, of course, really vicious and slow down your opponent, but they are also feared by Volibear's E. So they stop running after him, and they're still chasing another Twisted Advance, another Arcane Smash to knock him backwards. This is going to be the kill. Lulu coming around as well. The passive is popped, now the Glitter Lance landing as well, slowing him down. Then the Polymorph, and Volibear still trying to run, but the Ignite was on, and that's Lulu picking up the kill with the Ignite. It's a 4-2-5 Lulu now. Kind of bloodthirsty, if you ask me. At this point, almost 700 gold with that generation item, and it's really strong on Lulu, and she's making it count. Look at this. 400 health plus 272. It's quite a nice chunk. So she's going to be pretty happy with that. As we take another look across the items, we see most of the people now having their big core items. Explosive Cast coming out on the Thresh. He's flashing over the wall, keeping himself safe for the time being, but Gragas with the cask over the wall. This is going to be Thresh going down. He's 1v5 basically. Nowhere for him to go. No team to save him. That's going to be a nice kill picked up by the red team, and now they're going to apply the pressure in both the top and the mid lane. Do you believe that the red team has a clear advantage right now? That word over the wall being taken out by Shyvana. It's a nice chunk of damage already down on the top tower, but now there's a 4-man defense from the blue team. Is the red team going to be able to siege through this? They have a nice stack of minions in the bottom lane that will require attention from the blue team at some point, or it will deal a nice amount of damage to that bottom lane tower as well. So they're fighting up here, and they already have the tower down to about half HP. 2 more waves and they could have this tower. They have a nice amount of poke as well between Lulu, Lucian, and the Gragas Barrels, then the Yorick Ghosts, then the Glitter Lances. They just have so much to throw out there. And the Maokai presence, of course. He's been chucking them out consistently. Death Sentence lands on the Maokai, but it's not the target they want to go for. It's a nice amount of extra damage. Oh, the Explosive Cast came out, but not more going to happen. That just forces the blue team off of that tower. Thresh is very low, as is Shyvana. And here's the flash, Twisted Advance. That's the fight. Maokai going down. Maokai going deep. Thresh going down, and Volibear now in the middle of that fight, trying to survive. It's already a double kill for Lucian. He's gotten Shyvana as well, and here's a 3rd kill for Yorick, and Tristana actually with a double kill, and those resets, able to jump away. That's only a 3 for 2. It looked a lot worse for the blue team, and Lulu is still chasing, but here go Maokai and Gragas onto LeBlanc. That was a nice flash out of LeBlanc, juking away and picking up the kill onto Maokai, making it a 3 for 3 now, and if Tristana can finalize the kill onto Lulu, this could still be very bad. So the blue team manages to hold on for now. They did lose the tower, but a nice turnaround at the end. The red team not quite fighting as well as they had hoped. And here comes LeBlanc. She's looking for the kill, but the Polymorph was there, and that's going to be Gragas picking up the 500 gold shutdown. LeBlanc being a little bit very overconfident. Lulu saw her going in there, had the Polymorph ready, and she got exploded right away. She's finally able to pick up her Rabadon's Death Cap as well. So we have a chunk of huge items. Both of these mid laners pretty dangerous. I love Oktoberfest Gragas. As a German myself, I love Oktoberfest Gragas. It's just so entertaining. So, looking at Tristana, she's now 7-3-3. She's really the core of the blue team's tenacity. They've been holding on for dear life. It is now a 10,000 gold advantage, 24-50, 4-1 in towers. But Tristana has been consistently the one to pick up the kills at the end, to clean up a little bit. and, you know, make it count for her team. And she's now got that Bloodthirst of the Last Whisper and the Phantom Dancers. She's doing a nice amount of damage. Really, the only big AD item she's missing is that Infinity Edge, but I would actually recommend going for a defensive item first. Volibear may get caught out here. 3 members from the red team around. Shyvana's there to help as well, and he's trying to turn the aggression around, but he's going very, very low. The culling mostly absorbed by Shyvana. The ignite on Volibear is denying him the passive, and that's going to be the first kill for the red team here. They're trying to chase on. They're all 5 members stacked up. Nice explosive cast, knocks Thresh back, and that's another kill. This is going to be a Baron for the red team, and I'm not sure if the blue team can really do anything. They've lost one of their main tanks, and they've lost their support, which isn't too bad yet. They still have their jungler with a Dragon's Descent to get right into the middle of that Baron pit, and they have LeBlanc who can poke in and out and do huge amounts of damage. But we'll see how well they can do it. They're hanging around the side here, and the red team actually peels off Lulu and Lucian, trying to keep the rest of the blue team at bay. There's the Baron now, and now they can go for the fight. The Polymorph came out onto LeBlanc. LeBlanc distortions away, and is going to be safe for the time being. The red team still on the chase, though. There's no Talisman of Ascension on Lulu, of course, as she is using that Frost Queen's Claim. But, shouldn't matter too much. She's been using it to great effect. And they, of course, also still have that Mikhail's Crucible to save their members. Now, Maokai getting hooked under the tower. This is going to be the fight. Mikhail's Crucible was used, and here's the full-on brawl. Volibear getting knocked up. He's going to go down. Shyvana going into the backline is also going to get picked up after Lulu goes down. Lulu actually saving herself. The shield of the Death Sentence lands onto Maokai. And now everyone with blinking HP bars is just able to get away. LeBlanc still being assaulted, though. Lucian coming in with the culling is going to pick up the kill over the wall. Nice job by him, and that's going to be the middle tower going down. Now the red team with still 4 members alive. Yorick just going to be tanking up that tower. They have the clear advantage here. Is Tristana going to be able to prevent this? Gragas flashing in with the ignite, almost picks up the kill. Tristana just able to jump away. But now, oh my god, Gragas still picked up that kill. Lucian picked up the kill onto Thresh as well. So 2 more kills for the red team. It is now a 4-for-0 in that fight. Or 4-for-1, I believe. I do think Maokai went down. No, he didn't. So 4-for-0. With only Lulu having to go back too, and that was really a nice push from the red team with all the advantages, and that Baron on them, of course. Picked up the inhibitor for themselves. Nice job there. It's going to be really helping them out. They can now go for the dragon and then rotate down to the bottom lane. They have a big stack of minions there. Does look like they want to go back, buy, and be even stronger for the next fight, though. Gragas picked up that Void Staff last fight, and now he's got another needlessly large rod, probably looking now for either a Deathfire Grasp or that's on his Hourglass. Red team picking up Dragon as the blue team is trying to push into the mid lane. Lulu all alone. Are you sure you want to do that? You're currently 1v3, but here's the rest of the team. LeBlanc going very low from Lucian, but Lucian's low on mana. He can't do too much. Volibear now caught in the middle of 4 red members is going to go down yet again. Not having the best of games, 1-9-3 at this point. But Thresh 1-10-7, also not quite happy with his performance. Shyvana using the Dragon's Descent to get over the wall. Calling not quite going to land. Lucian's still chasing. He's pretty quick. There's the Lantern from Thresh, but Shyvana doesn't take it. She's got walking away the other way. Gonna survive, but that's a pretty scary red team you have on your hands here. They're at almost 20,000 gold in the lead now, and at this point it's really just waiting for the bitter end on the side of the blue team. Almost everybody on the red team is about an item or 2 ahead, except for the bottom lane, of course, because Tristana is that fed, and it's just evil. And yeah, Gragas actually has a 13-3-7 score, so for all you 1,337 fans out there, it's pretty nice. I haven't managed that ever. Lets everybody know in all chat as well. Didn't remember I even had chat enabled. That's how little attention I pay to that corner of the screen. Let me turn that off. I generally find it annoying as now Maokai goes 1v3 in the enemy jungle. That's very bold, but the rest of his team is almost there to follow up. There is Lulu, and you can see how scared the blue team is. They've made bad experiences with this, and they actually back off, despite only Gragas being there, and the rest of the red team being very late. Explosive Cask at least forced out. Get Volibear out of that, so the blue team with a temporary advantage. Now the rest of the red team is there, though, and they're going to be forcing this blue buff over to them. Lucian picking that up. He's going to like it very much for himself. LeBlanc saves herself with the distortion, but the middle inhibitor is down, so that lane's pushing by itself, and now there's a massive stack in the top lane of minions. The red team going to be happy to push together with that. Lucian now with that Infinity Edge, Trinity Force, Bloodthirster. All of the members on the red team are so strong at this point that it's really going to be very, very hard for the blue team to defend against this massive push. All these minions here are going to be doing a lot of work. Volibear trying to go right to the back line is picked up almost immediately. That tower is down to about a third of its HP. Yorick going to the back lines, just forcing the enemy team off that tower, is going to go down for his troubles to Tristana, but now Shyvana in the middle of the enemy team is also going to get taken out. The tanks from the blue team are just not tanky enough, and that's going to be the red team having a nice advantage again. That barrel not quite catching on to Tristana, but that's the second inhibitor down now. Tristana's trying to make things happen, but this is dangerous. Gragas here doing a lot of damage to you, and she's jumping away. May survive for the time being. Lulu going very low under the tower is going to get picked up by Thresh, but LeBlanc went down in return. Lucian picking that one up, and this is going to be the first Nexus tower. The second one going to go down in just a short moment's notice, as Tristana may still go down here. They're still looking for the kill. There's a death sentence landing, but it's not going to get him into the Nexus, into the fountain. There's a Flay, actually, and this Nexus keeps killing off the minions. Oh, there's a nice pull, but it's too late. The game is over. The red team picking up a decisive win after 35 minutes and 8 seconds. 34-17 kills. 20,800 gold advantage, and just a 15-3-8 Gragas, a 7-5-10 Lucian, a 5-3-14 Maokai. All of these members on the red team made it count for their team, helped each other out, and it was a nice amount of team play in there, and in the end, it paid off. They got the win. Congratulations. And Wolfish EU, you are back to Platinum. I congratulate you. Now on to Diamond, so you can finally be cool again, and then Challenger. Nah, I don't think you're good enough for that. Sorry. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please like, subscribe, or follow my Twitter. I will put the link in the description, and I hope you will be back. Enjoy.